Just one final thing before we just jump into Scripture. We are so grateful, as you know, as a church, to be celebrating what's going on across the street with the Zarephath Ministry Center, and that the Lord has finally enabled us to not just to break ground, but now you'll see the ground is moving like crazy and the project is in full swing. If you're on our email list, you should have received a fairly detailed letter from me this week. If you're not on the email list, you might have picked it up on your way in, and there are copies available for you. If you'd like to be on our email list, just give us your email, and because we're going to be doing regular updates. For quite a while I had nothing to update you on, but things will change now regularly, and we will keep you updated. And I want to thank you, all of you who have been a part of the financial support. And I just want to take a moment to remind you that this journey began over 7 years ago, when we had launched Urban Impact, and we knew already that just the ministry of Urban Impact needed a different space, a larger space for the young men and young women that we work with in the inner cities and from the inner cities. And then our campus began to get flooded on a regular basis. You may not know this, but over half of the campus here is closed up because of repeated floods, and we can't continue to put money and resources into buildings that are just going to flood again and again. So we knew that our church home needed a place to worship and to have our daily programs somewhere outside of the flood zone. And so the land was provided by the Pillar of Fire. We're so grateful for that. It's across the street. It's about 20 feet higher or more than where you're sitting right now, well out of the flood zone, and we're very grateful for that. And it's been a journey, up and down. Donors who pledged money, and they were deeply impacted by the economy collapse, as all of us have been impacted, and then just the challenges in our church with parking and seating, which in some ways have been alleviated by the Life Worship Center. And by the way, hello to all of you worshiping over in the Life Center, and also now by the church satellite in Flemington. But the need is still there because of the growing ministries and because of the flood threat. And so this letter just kind of details where we're at financially and where we need to be, where some of the gaps still are, enabling us to move through. Talks to you about the phases and what we expect and hope to have done in time to celebrate Christmas 2014 in the new building. And if you are able to read this, please do. And if you have any questions, just ask. Right after the service today, one of our board members who chairs our financial committee and also heads up the finance overview for our building project is Hank Marsman. Hank is just going to step out so you can all see his beautiful face. And Hank will be under the tent, right? Wow, you got claps for your beautiful face there, Hank. Hank will be under the tent also if you have any questions. We still have a gap, and many in the church have pledged and been unable or up to date have not fulfilled their pledges. So we just want to remind you lovingly, if you've pledged, please fulfill your pledge. And I'm also aware that over the years, many have joined the church and started to attend here, and you weren't a part of the whole building fund commitment with Journey to Greater Impact. And I want you to know that we need you to be a part of it. We desperately need you to be a part of it. And if you, again, would be willing to speak to me or another representative, if you would just call the church office, be so privileged to meet and to speak with you. And again, we'll have regular updates. But this is one that will give you some really good kind of, okay, where are we? Where have we been? Where are we now? Where are we headed? And what do we need? And so please read your email, or if you don't get the email, please pick one of these up. And thank you again for being a part of helping Urban Impact and Zarephath Christian Church be all that God has called us to be.